Imagine this. You're in a conversation with a woman, and you sense something more beneath the surface. There's a certain energy, a subtle shift in the atmosphere. Could she be waiting for you to make a move? But how can you be sure? You've probably been told to look for the obvious signs, but what if those aren't always there? What if the real indicators are quieter, more nuanced, almost like a secret code waiting to be deciphered? The truth is, women often signal their interest in ways that fly right under the radar of most men. They create openings, test your confidence, and offer subtle invitations that, if missed, can lead to missed connections and lingering what-ifs. Today, we're diving deep into this fascinating world of unspoken attraction. We're going to break down the not-so-obvious signals that scream, "The ball is in your court." By the end of this exploration, you'll be equipped with the knowledge to confidently recognize these pivotal moments and, more importantly, know exactly what to do next. Ready to unlock this crucial aspect of dating? Let's get started. Number 1. The power of paused presence. When silence speaks volumes. Most guys are conditioned to fear silence in a budding connection. They interpret it as a lull in the conversation, a sign that the vibe is fading. However, when it comes to the intricate dance of attraction, silence can be one of the most revealing indicators of a woman's interest, provided you understand what to look for. When a woman isn't feeling a connection, her instinct is often to escape the awkwardness. She'll fill every gap with chatter, reach for her phone as a distraction, abruptly change the subject, start scanning the room, anything to create distance. Her mind is essentially signaling an exit strategy. But when she is into you, her reaction to silence is strikingly different. She might become quiet, yes, but she remains fully present. Her eye contact doesn't waver. She doesn't fidget or look for an escape route. Instead, she simply waits. That pause, that space between words, isn't empty. It's charged with unspoken possibility. She's subtly leaving the door open, both emotionally and physically, inviting you to step through. It's her nonverbal way of communicating trust and a sense of safety, a silent invitation to see what you'll do next. Picture this. You're sharing a laugh, the energy is positive, and then the laughter naturally subsides, leaving a moment of stillness hanging in the air. She's not reaching for her phone, she's simply looking at you, perhaps with a slight parting of her lips, her body language open and receptive. In that moment, she's not waiting for more words, she's waiting for action. This is the critical juncture where many men falter, nervously filling the void with random comments or jokes, uncomfortable with the building tension. But understand this, that tension is your ally. That silence is golden. It's your cue to lean in, perhaps let your hand gently rest on hers, to say something intimate and intentional. This is when you escalate. When a woman offers you silence in her presence, she's giving you the space to lead. Fail to take it, and she might just assume you either don't recognize the opportunity or lack the confidence to seize it. Number 2. Playful provocation. Decoding. Teasing as a confidence test. When a woman starts playfully teasing you, it's easy to dismiss it as mere lighthearted banter. While there's certainly an element of fun involved, it's crucial to recognize the deeper dynamic at play. In reality, her teasing is often a subtle yet powerful test of your confidence. She's observing how you react when your ego is gently poked, gauging whether you can remain cool, grounded, and still take the lead even when she introduces a bit of playful friction. It's not accidental. It's often a calculated move, a blend of attraction and curiosity. She might throw out lines like, "Oh, you think you're so smooth, don't you?" Or, "I bet you're trouble." She's playfully challenging you, not to belittle you, but to see if you'll rise to the occasion. Flirt back with equal measure, maintain the playful tension, or perhaps even show a bit of charming audacity. The psychology behind this behavior is rooted in her desire to understand your inner strength. Teasing is her way of subtly shifting the dynamic, wanting to see if you'll seek her validation or remain self-assured. If you navigate this playful challenge with grace and confidence, she'll likely feel even more drawn to you. Confidence under a little bit of pressure is an incredibly attractive quality in a man. However, if you become flustered, defensive, or awkward in response to her teasing, she might subconsciously conclude that you lack the leadership qualities she's looking for. Once that impression sets in, it can be challenging to reverse. So, the next time she playfully labels you a bad boy or jokingly expresses a lack of trust, don't get thrown off balance. Recognize it for what it often is: Flirtation disguised as a dare. Your response is your opportunity to demonstrate your confidence and playfully engage, ultimately winning her over in this subtle game of attraction. Number 3. The intimate invitation. Understanding the language of the slow blink. The slow blink is a subtle yet profoundly intimate nonverbal cue a woman can offer. It's not the exaggerated playful wink you might expect. Instead, it's a deliberate languid closing and opening of her eyelids while her gaze remains locked on yours. It's soft, trusting, and often happens without conscious awareness. Physiologically, it's linked to her nervous system, signaling a sense of safety and openness in your presence. She's subconsciously communicating, "I feel secure with you. I'm receptive to you. I'm drawn in." Interestingly, this behavior isn't exclusive to humans. In the animal kingdom, a slow blink is a well-known sign of trust and relaxation, particularly among cats. When a cat slowly blinks at you, it's a sign of comfort and security. Unconsciously, women often mirror this behavior when they feel a similar sense of ease with someone. Imagine this scenario. You're on a date, things are flowing well, the conversation naturally slows, and you find yourselves making eye contact. Instead of a regular blink, she offers a slow, deliberate one, almost as if time itself is stretching in that moment. She doesn't break eye contact, doesn't rush to fill the silence. She simply holds your gaze. That, my friend, is a significant moment. It's your cue to lean in slightly, perhaps lower your voice, allowing the subtle tension to build. She's telling you, without uttering a single word, that she's emotionally open and trusts you to take the lead. If you miss this delicate invitation or, worse, pull away, you risk breaking the connection and killing the burgeoning vibe. However, if you recognize the significance of the slow blink and hold that moment, she'll feel it deeply. It signifies that you're not just physically present, but also emotionally attuned to her subtle cues. Stop focusing solely on the overt signals and begin to notice these quieter, more profound invitations. The slow blink is often a direct pathway to deeper connection. Number 4. The subconscious polish. Recognizing when she fixes her appearance for you. When a woman develops an interest in a man, her body language often shifts even before she consciously registers the change. One of the most telling, yet often overlooked behaviors is a subtle adjustment of her appearance that occurs specifically when you're present. This isn't about vanity, it's an ingrained, often subconscious instinct. Perhaps she subtly smooths her hair as you sit down beside her, straightens her dress, touches her necklace, glances at her reflection in a compact, or subtly adjusts her posture when she notices your gaze. You might even observe her briefly licking her lips or making that soft, almost imperceptible pout that women sometimes do when they're contemplating something. What's happening here is a form of subtle self-enhancement, and it's often directed at you. She's subconsciously putting in a little extra effort into her presentation because she's aware of your attention, and on some level, desires it. It's her nonverbal way of communicating, "I care about what you think of me." The crucial element to observe is when these adjustments occur. Is she fixing her hair the moment you walk into the room? Does she straighten her posture when your attention shifts towards her or when you join a conversation? If the answer is yes, then these actions aren't random, they're reactive, and you are the trigger. This signifies that you're not just background noise, you're a significant variable influencing her behavior. Have you ever noticed a woman excusing herself during a one-on-one conversation only to return with her hair styled differently, a fresh touch of lip gloss, or a slightly more deliberate adjustment to her outfit? You didn't imagine it. She's subtly elevating her presence to align with the connection she's beginning to feel with you. This is your cue to lean in, not to retreat into self-doubt. Don't dismiss it or second-guess it. If you've sparked that subtle shift in her self-presentation, she's telling you, "I care about how I look when you look at me," and that's a significant opening. A woman who isn't interested simply won't exert that extra effort for you. Her demeanor will likely remain neutral and unbothered. But when those subtle adjustments are for your benefit, you'll sense it. You'll see the difference. And if you're perceptive, you'll act accordingly. Number 5. Unwavering attention. Recognizing engagement beyond the conversation. When a woman is losing interest in a conversation, the signs are usually quite apparent. Her nods become less frequent. Her replies shorten. Her eyes might start to wander. And you can almost feel her energy subtly pulling away, as if she's mentally counting down the moments until she can politely disengage. However, when she is interested, Even if the current topic of conversation isn't the most riveting or profound, she'll often remain engaged, finding subtle ways to keep the connection going. This is a significant sign that many men completely overlook. You could be discussing something as mundane as what you had for breakfast, a forgettable movie you watched, or a story that doesn't quite land, and yet she's still there, nodding attentively, perhaps even laughing at your less than stellar jokes and looking at you as if every word you utter holds profound meaning. Why? Because at this point, it's often less about the content of the conversation and more about you. She's not just reacting to the words you're saying. She's responding to the underlying connection, the burgeoning chemistry, the potential she sees in you. If she's giving you her undivided attention even when she doesn't necessarily have to, that's a powerful indicator of her interest. Women are generally discerning with their emotional energy, and they're unlikely to invest it in men they don't see as potential partners. Pay attention to how she responds as well. Is she simply offering perfunctory replies? Or is she actively engaging with follow-up questions, sharing her own related thoughts, and genuinely trying to keep the interaction flowing? There's a distinct difference between politeness and genuine interest. So, if you find yourself rambling about the intricacies of your sock collection and she's still smiling, asking follow-up questions, and making lighthearted comments, you've likely already passed the initial vibe check. Now, she's waiting to see if you'll take that positive momentum and build upon it. The subtle secret here is that when a woman is ready for you to make a move, she often starts building rapport in a way that feels natural, seamless, and safe. She's subtly opening a door and making sure you feel invited to step through. Don't miss this valuable sign of sustained engagement. Number 6. The comfort of closeness. Decoding her tolerance of proximity. Human beings, and women especially, possess a natural sense of personal space and boundaries. If someone we're not comfortable with gets too close, our bodies often react instinctively, even before our conscious minds fully process the situation. We might tense up, subtly lean back, or create physical distance. Therefore, when a woman allows you to enter her personal space and doesn't flinch, doesn't lean away, doesn't cross her arms defensively, or subtly shift her position to create more distance, it's not an insignificant detail. It's often a very telling sign. Consider these scenarios. You're sitting next to her, and your legs inadvertently brush. If she doesn't immediately adjust her position, that's a subtle green light. Perhaps your arms brush while you're gesturing, and she leaves them there, not recoiling. Or maybe you lean in slightly to share a quiet remark, and instead of pulling back, she maintains eye contact and even leans in a fraction closer herself. These are quiet yet powerful cues indicating a level of comfort and trust. She's subconsciously communicating, "I feel comfortable here. I trust you. Keep going." In fact, if she actively closes the space between you, perhaps leaning towards you during conversation, finding reasons to stand close, or showing no reaction when you casually touch her hand or lower back, her body language is practically inviting you in. If you let these moments pass without acknowledging them, or acting on the subtle invitation, she's unlikely to create many more. She might interpret your inaction as a lack of interest or confidence. So the next time you find yourself in close proximity to her, and she doesn't create distance, don't freeze or succumb to self-doubt. Mirror her relaxed energy, perhaps offer a light touch on her hand, hold her gaze for a slightly longer moment, or lower your voice slightly to create a more intimate atmosphere. Let the subtle tension build. When she doesn't pull away, she's often communicating volumes more than words ever could. Number 7. The created opportunity. Recognizing when she sets the stage for your advance. The truth is, when a woman genuinely wants something to happen between the two of you, she won't always come right out and say it. In fact, she probably never will. But what she will often do is subtly create the moment, orchestrate the setup, and craft the perfect scene for you to take the initiative. This is where so many well-meaning guys stumble. You're so focused on seeking explicit verbal confirmation, so intent on being absolutely sure before you act, that you completely miss the subtle cues when she's practically handing you the playbook. She might make seemingly casual remarks like, "I've always wanted to try something spontaneous," or "I've never been kissed under the stars before." You might interpret these as innocent observations, but often they are carefully placed pieces of bait, not in a manipulative sense, but in a hopeful one. She's providing you with a clear, albeit indirect, opening to escalate the situation without having to make the very first move herself. This aligns with the common desire among women to feel chosen and desired. to respond to a moment rather than initiate it directly. For example, imagine you're at her place, sitting close on the couch. The atmosphere is comfortable and relaxed. She turns to you, looks you directly in the eyes and says, "I can't believe how comfortable I feel around you." She's not necessarily fishing for a compliment. She's often subtly inviting you to act on that feeling of comfort. It's her way of saying, "I'm open to something more if you're bold enough to lead it there." Women who are attracted to you will often create these subtle opportunities. They might not explicitly say, "Come and kiss me," but they might slow down their speech, lean in closer during conversation, hold eye contact for a lingering moment, introduce more intimate topics, or even literally position you in a romantic setting. They are essentially waiting to see if you get it. And here's the crucial point. If you consistently fail to recognize and act on these created opportunities, she's unlikely to spell it out for you. She'll likely just keep moving forward, perhaps assuming that you're either not confident enough or simply not that interested. So, when the atmosphere shifts and feels charged, when the silence feels loaded with unspoken possibility, when she subtly sets the stage for a romantic moment, do not hesitate. Don't overthink it. Take a breath, lean in, and make your move, whatever that feels right for the moment. If she's exhibiting the other signs we've discussed, she's not just hoping you'll make a move. She's likely expecting it. And women, as we know, don't wait forever. Alright, now you're armed with the subtle signs most guys never notice. Women won't always say what they want, but they'll show you in ways that are easy to miss if you don't know what to look for. So next time you're with a woman and you feel that charged silence, don't panic. When she teases you, don't crumble. When she locks eyes and blinks slowly, don't look away. Confidence isn't about forcing a move. It's about recognizing when she's waiting for you to take the lead. So tell me in the comments, have you ever missed one of these signals? Or have you picked up on one and made your move at the perfect moment? Let's talk about it below. If you found this valuable, hit that like button, subscribe for more insights, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay sharp, stay confident, and take action. See you soon.